Okay, so people want to create content, but they're not sure exactly what niche to use because a lot of them are afraid of either risking their careers, professional reputation, risking security clearances if you guys have one, corporate image, or future promotions. All right, so but the problem is on the flip side is that people do want to make extra income. They actually want to have additional creative outlets, right? They also want to build additional personal brands, things outside of their 9-to-5 job. And a lot of people too just want to have an online business to have something to fall back on in the event that the regular job just does not work out. So a lot of the times people are really just terrified of risking their stable career, right? And this is something that I had to deal with for the last 10 years of thinking about what kind of content to make. So I'm going to give you 5 safe-ish niches that you can use, that you can create for people that have 9-to-5s like myself, and again, are in fear or don't want to lose their job, or just, like I said, want to keep their 9-to-5, but still want to actually have, something to do else on the side when it comes to content creation. So let's go ahead and hop right into it, guys. Basic principles, number 1. Self-improvement or motivational content. Guys, this is actually really one of the best lanes that you can get into because it's generally professional and it's also pretty safe, right? So, and it's also a positive niche, right? So it's not something that where you got to be negative or you got to do negative stuff or, viral things that you got to do to, put yourself out there. Some of the content that you can create when it comes to, self-improvement and stuff like that, you can talk a lot about discipline or having discipline. You can talk about having a better mindset so that you can do other things in your life or, further things in your life, in your life and in your career, okay? You could talk about having more confidence, right? Being able to speak to having more confidence in your daily lives and also in your personal lives and stuff like that, right? You can also talk about doing better with productivity, right? So things that you use every day to just make life easier and better for you, correct? All right, you can also talk about leveling up. I see a lot of people create content about leveling up, making more money, figuring out how to do certain things outside of certain genres and stuff like that. You can always talk about stuff like that too, guys. You can also talk about the routines that you do each and every day. So anything that you do that brings you joy, that works for you, that could actually work for other people as well too. You can talk about some of the routines you do. And another one you can do, which is some of the things I like to talk about, life lessons. Guys, a lot of us have been through a lot of different things. We've seen a lot of stuff. We know a lot of things. Your past and the things that you know is the content. And I've said that to you guys on previous videos before. Your past is the content, guys. So you can talk about that too. The reason why this is safe is because most employers are really not going to have an issue with somebody encouraging growth, right? You're not going to really get in trouble for encouraging someone to grow better and to be better and do better. Employers are not going to have a problem with you, giving out motivational tips and motivational speakings and sayings and stuff like that. That's typically perfectly fine, right? And they're also not going to have a problem with you talking about healthy habits healthy habits online. So again, going back to the productivity, things that you do each and every day to make yourself a better person, okay? So those are some of the things that I would say for the first step that you can do to use as content creation. Again, that won't affect your 9-to-5. The second thing that I would say is a niche that you guys can use so that you can protect your 9-to-5 is an educational skill. Something you teach something where it's pretty much skill-based, right? Skill-based content. Teaching people something valuable, essentially, where it's usually viewed as positivity, right? So when you teach people stuff, especially when it's something positive, it's typically valued in a good way. Your employer's not going to really worry about that, right? So an example would be tutorials. So anything that train. Yep, there you go. Okay, yep, we're waiting on the train. Okay, so something that you guys can actually do would be like tutorials. So anything with your job where you can teach something, or anything that you know where you can teach a class or a skill, a tutorial will be perfect for that. Career advice, guys. A lot of us, again, have 9-to-5s, and most of us don't have jobs. We have careers. So you can teach things about your 9-to-5 that would actually be great for content creation, right? If you're good at building resumes or giving out interview tips, right? There's a lot of people that are afraid to speak in public and be able to talk about themselves in an interview, guys. It is a great content creator right there where you can actually talk about how to be better in interviews, okay? If there's any certifications that you got for what it is that you do, you can create content on your certifications. If you're good at budgeting, as far as putting your money in the right places and investings and stocks and crypto, guys, you can talk about how you budget your money and how you invest in things, right? If you're in the gym, you can talk about fitness knowledge. Again, that is a huge niche. I know during the pandemic, that was a huge niche because people wanted to learn how to get bigger and continue to keep their muscle when they couldn't go to the gym, right? And productivity apps. I just talked about that in the last segment. Again, anything that you use on your phone, any application you use to help make your life better, guys, that is always something that you can talk about on social media and content creation, right? And the reason why all of those actually are safe is because you are providing value instead of providing controversy, right? This particular niche builds authority and credibility, right? So again, you guys don't have to talk about negative things. You don't have to be a content creator where you talk about controversy. You can actually talk about things that work for you in your regular life that can help other people too, okay? The third thing that you can talk about is your creator journey, okay? Anything in reference to behind the scenes with your content creation growth. Guys, I'm talking about it right now. I've been talking about it on several videos. Documenting your content creation journey is extremely important, and that is a huge growing niche that a lot of people are actually doing right now. I talk about it right now, being a content creator, going through the process, showing you guys the ins and outs, the ups and downs, guys. It actually works for content creation, especially for people who really want to get into it, guys, because there are so many people that want to get into content creation, right? So examples of things you can talk about posting videos every day, same as I've done in a few videos, right? You can talk about the lessons learned in content creation, things that you've tried to figure out, things that you want to tell other people so that they don't make the same mistakes that you made. You can talk about your analytics, how your channel has grown, how many subscribers you've gotten, how many views you've gotten. That's something that's actually really good to talk about as well. You can talk about confidence growth, right? So anytime that you create videos, as I've talked about in other videos before, creating videos gives you the ability to create more confidence sitting in front of the camera and talking about what you want to talk about. Balancing YouTube with 9 to 5. Again, what we're talking about right now, as you start to get into this, you can talk about your journey with creating content as well as having a 9 to 5 job. Guys, people are going to continue to do this. This is a niche that is going to continue to grow. So I would suggest you guys hop on it, okay? The reason why this is safe, you're mostly talking about your own growth and experience, right? So you're not really talking about or attacking other people or other organizations. And it fits most likely what you talk about will fit into whatever your particular brand is, right? So I think that this right here is a really, really good niche idea for people, again, who have a 9 to 5, who don't want to lose their job. And like I said, I think this will work out for you, right? So the fourth one, lifestyle content and real life conversations. Guys, I think this is an actual big one right here. And the reason why this is a big one is because people truly want to hear about authenticity, okay? In the world of AI that we live in right now, where everything, you don't even know what's real, you don't know what's fake, you don't know what's AI or anything like that. Guys, being able to sit in front of the camera and talk the way that I'm doing right now, guys, this is a truly, truly hot trending topic right now. This is actually the #1 way to grow a YouTube channel right now, which is to sit in front of the camera and talk about your lifestyle in real life conversations, right? Some of the things that you can talk about: balancing work-life balance. If you're a parent, you want to talk about motherhood or fatherhood, right? You want to talk about your finances, right? Again, what's happening, as far as saving money, making money, things of that nature. Any relationships, dating relationships, friendships, family relationships, anything that's stressing you out. Stress, guys, is a really good one right now in the world that we live in right now, where so many things are stressing us out. Stress is actually a really good one that can be discussed, right? Personal growth, things that you've learned, things that you've went through that will actually help you, that has actually helped you grow, and that will give other people the ability to grow as well, because they may be going through the same thing too. any particular routines that you're going through right now. So, and also a last one right here, feeling stuck despite being successful. A lot of people actually are really successful, but they still feel stuck. And I'm going to talk about that in actually another video. But that's actually a hot trending topic right now as well too. The reason why this particular niche is safe is because these are human conversations and it's not reckless and inflammatory content, right? So the key to this is you just want to stay respectful and mature, right? So if you're talking about relationships, if you're talking about dating, if you're talking about fatherhood and motherhood, guys, keep it keep it respectful. Don't talk crap or about your baby mother, your baby father, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your husband, your wife. Guys, don't do it. I'm telling you, that's the way that you're not going to be able to make it happen, right? So the last one I want to talk to you guys about, the last niche I think that you guys can do for content creation if you have a 9-to-5 job and you're worried about losing it, guys, technology and future trends. Listen, guys, you do not have to be technical to talk about technology, right? And I think that's a huge misconception. The thing about it is, guys, you guys are using tech every day. Most of you are probably watching this video right now on a cell phone. Some of you are probably watching it on a TV. Others may be watching it on a tablet. But guess what? You know how to use that tablet, that cell phone, that television, anything, whatever it is you're using. You're using tech right now. We've been in tech for a while. A lot of the kids have been in tech. Older adults like myself have been in tech for a while. So we actually know how to use these things. And you do have an opinion on some of these things that we're actually using each and every day. You can talk about what's going on with AI right now. You can talk about what's going on with cybersecurity. If there are any type of gadgets that you use in and around your home, I know 1 million of us buy things from Amazon. Guys, you can talk about that too. There is a niche for that, and people love to see other people using things from Amazon. I promise you it's a huge one, right? Any type of future job trends. If you're working in a particular career field and you think your job is going to change based on the technology needs of the company, that's something that you can talk about. And of course, again, productivity tools, guys. I'm going to continue to stick home with the productivity tools because a lot of you guys use productivity tools each and every day, and you guys can talk about them because it's made your life easier, okay? So the reason why this one is safe is because you're discussing industry trends. You're not leaking confidential information about your employer. You're not attacking other employees. This is especially strong, for professionals because people trust real world experiences. Guys, I just told you guys in the previous one, guys, having content where you can talk about real life experiences, guys, that is the wave of the future. That is what the #1 trending topic is right now, being able to talk to people face to face, having real life conversations, okay? So I want to make something very, very clear before I close out this video. An important note for your videos and your niche itself, I want to talk about what actually gets people fired, because it's not the creation of content that gets people fired. The true thing that gets people fired is #1, disrespectful behavior. Guys, you cannot get online and be disrespectful if you have a 9-to-5 job. You still have to answer to someone. And believe it or not, you guys still represent the company when you're not at the company, even when you're not there. If you're going out to the bar, you're going out to go see some friends, you are still a representation of the company that you work for, okay? Another thing, that was a spider. Yep, that was a huge spider that was on me, and I just knocked it off because I almost died. That was crazy. Okay, anyway, exposing confidential work information. Guys, you can't do that. You cannot expose confidential work information, guys. That is a no-no, okay? You have to keep things in-house. You have to keep things in-house, and you can't talk about any type of personal information that will put the company at risk, okay? Offensive content or public attacks on coworkers and employees. Guys, if you work for someone, if you are a manager for a place like myself, you cannot talk crap or bad about anybody that either works for you or you work for, okay? So you can't do that. Even if you were to get laid off from your job, I see people doing this all the time. If you get laid off from your job, guys, please don't talk bad about the employer that you left. Keep it keep it professional, because guess what? You probably have to try to work somewhere else, okay? And then the last thing that can get you fired is reckless controversy or reckless behavior online. Guys, you cannot be reckless online. You have to make sure that you understand that. Oh my God, I feel like there are bugs all over me. Anyway, you guys, you have to understand, you have to know that anytime that you turn the camera on, anytime that you're in any particular space, you are a representation of the organization that you work for. So you cannot do it. You can't talk bad about anybody. You can't have negative comments or anything like that. Guys, you have to keep it professional at all times, okay? So I want to give you guys one more pro tip that you can do. So if you're afraid of losing your 9-to-5 job, and you have an employer and everything like that, and you want to create content, pro tip, guys, talk to your supervisor first before you create content. I actually did it with what I'm doing right now. Before I started to create content, I talked with my leadership team to let them know the kind of content I wanted to create. And I gave them a whole blueprint and a layout of the type of things that I wanted to discuss, the type of people that I wanted to help each and every day. And they thought that it was a great idea. They actually loved the fact that I was giving back to the community per se, to be able to give people information so that they can do whatever it is they have to do, right? So what I will tell you guys is that if you have a cool manager and you think you can talk to them about what it is that you're trying to do, guys, talk to them first before you start posting content. I promise you, it will definitely go a long way for you, okay? So I will say this, guys, before in closing, a lot of you guys want to create content, but you just don't know where to start first. Guys, start with the things that you know. Anything that you know, anything that interests you or anything like that that you're good at, guys, please talk about it, but just make sure that you keep it professional, all right? Listen, make sure you like, subscribe, and also comment, guys. I know that I've only listed 5, but if there's other things that you believe that are great content topics or great niche topics that people can use so that they don't have to worry about losing their 9-to-5, guys, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I promise you, it'll help out a lot of people who wants to create content. I'll catch you in the next one.